Shaun Clarida should most definitely consider doing the Open 2023 Mr. Olympia. What's up, everyone? This is Christian Duke, and you're watching Real Talk right here at Strength Addicts, brought to you courtesy of TitanMedicalCenter.com, your go-to source for all the amazing therapies, #1 in patient care, and Amazon's Fit Mag Celebrate the Female Physique. So, a lot of people, as soon as the Arnold was over, like even moments before it was over, they were saying, Shaun did a good job, but Shaun should stick to the 212. And I think that that's ludicrous, and I'll tell you why. But before so, I want to say what's up to everybody that comes in. Karina Nascimento, my gosh, royalty. Seth Jordan in the house. Steve 2 Sampson, what's up? JF Bodybuilder, how are you? John Casal, what's up? Abdil, what's up? 101 Fitness LLC, what's up? Kathy Wood, what's up? Amanda Snooks, what's up? Lindsay, what's up? How are you? So listen, guys, let's talk, before anything, let's talk Arnold Classic, okay? So Shaun Clarida, my man, top 5 in the world in the second biggest bodybuilding show. And if you study the gap in points between Shaun at 5th and Ramy in 4th versus Ramy at 4th and Andrew Jackson 3rd, you will notice that what separates Ramy from Shaun is a minimal differential. Nothing like what separates Ramy from Andrew Jack, because that was a huge win for Andrew over Ramy. Not a huge win for Ramy over Shaun. And so for all the people out there saying, Shaun is only going to be like Big Ramy's leg, that should shut you up right there. Because the 212, two-time 212 Mr. Olympia nearly edged out a much improved Ramy from the Olympia. Because everybody said when Ramy took the stage, wow, he looks so much better. And he did. But he almost got beat by Shaun. If that is not a direct confirmation to the giant killer to seriously consider the Open Olympia, I don't know what is. And also, on Desktop Bodybuilding, my man Xavier Wool is going to talk about a sort of statement made by Tamer El-Gindi saying that guys like Nick Walker, guys like Crizzo, guys like Big Ramy may be in trouble because the judges are going to start favoring more aesthetic physiques over the mass monsters. Okay? That is also good for Shaun Clarida, because Shaun is very aesthetic. Now, you could not possibly put more muscle on his physique, I don't think, but you never know. The only dig that Shaun got at the Arnold was that he could have been a little bit sharper. And to me, that's a good thing because it gives him a little bit of room for improvement, right? He can still improve a little bit more, and he can do what the judges want, and he could potentially jump up a spot or two. I mean, top 5 in that kind of a lineup, the only people that were not at the Arnold was Derek and Hadi. But let's look at it. He beat Akeem Williams, who's one of the biggest bodybuilders in the sport, in the Open. Now, because everybody was saying, back in Reno, when he beat guys like Sergio and Regan Grimes, who were 100 pounds heavier, they were saying, well, Sergio, Regan Grimes, those are good bodybuilders, but they're not at the top end. Well, Akeem Williams is at the top end. Akeem Williams has been top 6 at the Olympia before, and Shaun beat him in Columbus. And as I said, Shaun almost beat Big Ramy. So again, I'm not really understanding some of the talking heads from the other websites saying that, Shaun needs to stay in 212. No, Shaun actually can do Open and be very competitive. The prize money, if he were to get top 6 at the Olympia, is going to be comparable to winning the 212. But I think it's going to be even more beneficial for him in terms of sponsorships, in terms of press, and I think Mutant Nutrition would be behind him no matter what he does. I think that for a guy like Shaun, it's got to stay exciting, right? And I think that once you win 2, winning 3 is going to be great. Winning 4 is going to be great, but been there, done that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Unless he wants to tie the GOAT of the 212, 7-time 212 Mr. Olympia, James Lex Lewis, then winning 3, winning 4, it's just winning one more. You know what I mean? Whereas he could go to the Open Olympia, he's already made a really big impact at the Arnold Classic, the second biggest bodybuilding show. I feel like if it was me, I would tell the Giant Killer to do the Open 2023 Mr. Olympia. Now, I say that with a little bit of reluctance, a little bit of hesitation, only because I don't want to see the 212 die. And I feel that if he leaves the 212, that's going to hurt the division. However, Breon Ansley will more than likely be at the 212 Olympia Showdown this year. I think he will bring enough interest to the division. Plus, you'll have Kamal and all the other top guys there that the 212 would be okay if Shaun decided to move up to open. I really, really would like to see Shaun Clarida do the Open Olympia, especially because the federation is not going to bend the rules for him. They gave Derek Lunsford a special invite. They gave Big Ramy a special invite. They're not going to do it for Shaun. Really, honestly, Shaun should be able to do the Open and the 212 at the same time. There are different times, different days, whatever, but they're not going to let that happen. So it is what it is. Let's read some comments here. And let's say hello to other folks that have come in as well. Karina Nascimento, how you doing? I'm doing great. I'm so happy to see you on here. We've got to do an Instagram Live. Amanda, what's up? Gummy's Gas Station. I cannot say enough about Gummy's Gas Station. He got Joe Pietaro over at Muscle Sport Mag, a really big guest, and that really impressed me. First Wave, Indigo, what's up? Seth Jordan, I don't get why they're telling Ramy he won't place anymore. I don't really understand that either, Seth. I mean, he brought an improved package from the Olympia to Columbus. I feel like he can continue improving, and I'm of the opinion of never say never. Never say never for Ramy. Never say never for Brendan Curry. Once you win the Olympia, you could easily, well, I don't want to say you could easily win it because it's only happened one time in the history of bodybuilding with Jay Cutler in 2009. But if it happened one time, it doesn't mean that it couldn't happen a second time. So I agree with you. Peter Shallow, what's up? Shemaine46, how are you? Peter, I would like to do an Instagram Live soon with you as well. Zalev70, what's up? WSD, what's up? GK Fit, Greg Mueller, what's up? In the house. Carlito, how's it going? Seth says, what about Andrew Jack? Andrew Jack, to me, it was a mystery to me that Nick Walker placed ahead of Andrew Jack. I personally had it between Andrew Jack and Samson Dauda. That to me was the top two. Again, I think Nick got that second place because he's a former Arnold Classic champion, but for no other reason than that. Honestly, I thought Andrew Jack had Nick Walker beat 110%. One-on-one Fitness, Chris Bumstead should go open. I agree, but I don't think that, while they're going to be rewarding more aesthetic physiques in the Open, like your Samson, like your Andrew Jack, but these are still mass monsters. I still think they would dwarf Chris Bumstead, and I think that if Chris put on enough mass as to where he would be a sort of mass monster, kind of like a Samson, I fear he would lose his aesthetics. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. Right now he's at the very top of Classic. I think that's where he's going to stay. But in reality, though, Arnold has made this point, and I would echo this point. That's where bodybuilding should be going. It's not going to go that way, but that's the way it should be going. And what's up, Chuck E. Cheese Ranch? How are you? But by the way, Dale Chance, this is not Dale Chance, but Dale Chance is looking absolutely humongous. And he told me at the Arnold some weeks ago that he was actually going to be doing the Ruby. Now, for those of you outside of the Genoa sphere, outside of the Misfit sphere, the Ruby is like the Olympia for that crew. So if he's going to be doing the 2023 Ruby Classic down there in Boca, I'm going to be very impressed to see how much size Dale brings to the stage. Again, he looks humongous. I mean, just so wide that he would not fit in this phone. Seth Jordan says, Andrew had a better physique in my opinion than Samson. He would be better in a different class. That's another really good point that Seth makes. I was very impressed with Andrew Jack. Very, very impressed. Now, if you're saying another division, the only other division I could think of would be Classic, because I think he's too tall for 212. And some guys, when Flex Wheeler came back, he came back in Classic, and he looked really, really good. I know that some of the bodybuilders gave him a little bit of crap for that because they wanted to see him in open bodybuilding. But I'm telling you, Classic Physique is a very, very good division. Keon did well in Classic. My guy, Santi Aragon did very well in Classic. So if you can, fit into that weight class, you can do really well. Breon, I think, was kind of like topping it off there. I think the weight cap was starting to hurt Breon a little bit. I'm very excited to see what Breon's going to do in 212. And so I think that, even if Shaun Clarida went to open, I think the 212 will be in good shape. I would love to see Breon go head-to-head with Kamal. I felt like Kamal did not look his best by any means at the Arnold Classic. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at 212. But I really, really would like to see Shaun just go all into the Open Olympia, especially after what he did in Columbus, because, that should be a springboard for him for the Olympia. He really impressed a lot of people. He didn't surprise me at all. I had him winning the Arnold Classic. That was my prediction to win. So him getting top 5 was no surprise to me, but I think it was a surprise to a lot of people who were kind of like, kind of reluctant to see how he would do. They were willing to give him Reno, even though he earned Reno, where he beat the likes of Regan and he beat the likes of Sergio. But I think he really surprised a lot of people with the 2023 Arnold Classic. So like I said, I really think Shaun should seriously, seriously consider, along with his coach, Matt Jensen, and his sponsor, Mutant Nutrition, and he's got a lot of other sponsors, they should really look into the 2023 Open Olympia. I think he'd be top 6 without a doubt in my mind. It may be as high as 5th or 4th. Again, I would say he could win it all, but people would never let me play that down because they would be like, oh, you said he'd win. I think he could do it. But in theory, in practice, they're not going to let somebody, that's that much lighter and that much shorter win the Open Olympia, but they might. Who knows? To me, really, it's about muscle and symmetry and flow, balance, about posing. In a perfect world, in an ideal world, Shaun Clarida could win the Open Olympia, but but realistically speaking, I think he'd be top 6, 5th, maybe even 4th. But if he's in that top 6, he would basically repeat the history made by Lee Priest. You know what I mean? But again, it's a different Olympia than when Lee Priest went top 6, because this Olympia, you've got 2 former 212 guys at the top of the Open. So again, it's really not that crazy to suggest that Shaun could be 4th, 5th or 4th, or maybe higher. It's not that crazy. The 212 is basically dominating open bodybuilding. So all the more reason for that card to be pushed even more. Put the lightest guy on stage up there and see what he can do. I don't think it's that crazy, honestly. And I think that the Arnold Classic really, in my book, made it a lot more feasible to see Shaun do the Open Olympia. Okay, let's read a couple more comments. Gummy should do open mouth, $5 guess. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I'm very impressed that he got Joe that interview. 365 just do it. What's up? Brian Lachego from the Legion. What's up, my man? Why not have the 212 and open first place have a poke? That would be pumping iron in 2023. Have the best 212 guy versus the best open guy. Let them pose against each other and then pick your winner. But they'll never do that. I don't understand why. They love talking about entertainment value. Let's give the fans what they want. The fans have been wanting that for a long time, but they just won't do it. So I don't know. I really don't know. Seth Jordan, even men's physique, if he tapered down more. I don't know if Andrew Jack could do men's physique. That would be very interesting because, again, we're not talking about the men's physique from Mark Anthony's day or even Jeremy Buendia's day. Men's physique has evolved so much. Not to say that those guys are not great. They're amazing. But the division is so much bigger now, especially waist up, so much bigger. The torsos, the muscularity, even the muscle density is so much different than what it was when it first started. When it first started, it was like a beach body look. So maybe. And then we got Sub Talk in the house and Sundi March in the house. A lot of guys are huge. Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth, Seth. They are. Dale was just on Joe's live. I saw that, Greg. I saw that, and I even put a comment in there that it looked bigger than a house. But let's be clear, though, about my man Dale Chuck E. Cheese Chance. I'm sure that a little bit of that is fat and a little bit of that is water. But he really looked hard. I mean, he looked like he was carrying a lot of muscle. His waist was small. I think he's done one hell of a successful clean bulk. Because, again, when he preps for the stage and as he gets closer to peak week, you're going to notice a lot bigger Dale Chuck E. Cheese Chance than back in, I believe it was 2017, when he took that controversial 3rd, which really should have been a 2nd. That show is not ready for Dale Chance looking the way that he's looking now. The way that Dale Chance is looking now, he could be competitive on a national NPC level. So he's going to go do a small show in Boca. I think he'll just destroy everybody. My man Rocco in the house, thank you for stopping by. So again, my opinion would be Shaun Clarida should really seriously get with his coach, Matt Jansen, his top sponsor, Mutant Nutrition. They should really talk about Shaun doing the Open Olympia, but not waiting until, September or October or even early November to make the decision. He should do it now. Now, the other thing is, if he does the Open Olympia, does he qualify? Does he have enough points? No. He would have to win another Open show, because the Reno win is not going to get him qualified for the 2023 Open Olympia. So you'd have to do another Open show, win it, or do a couple more shows, and with the top 5 from the Arnold and a couple other shows, maybe seconds and thirds, he'd have actually, he can't do that anymore because they got rid of the point system. So he would actually have to do an Open show and win it. But again, he got top 5 at the Arnold Classic. He could easily find a show, whether he wants to compete against like virtually no one. He could find like the Mr. Timbuktu show or something like that, or the Mr. Antarctica show, and there's no such thing, but you know what I'm saying, and get a qual that way. Or he could jump into a show with people he competed against in the Arnold and win a hard show. I have no doubt he could do that. Again, I'm predicting that he could be top 6 in the world at the Olympia. He's not going to have any hard time finding a show. He's not going to see Nick Walker, because Nick Walker, if he's smart, is going to hunker down for the Olympia. He's not going to see Samson. If he's smart, he's going to be hunkered down for the Olympia. Derek and Hadi already hunkered down for the Olympia. And Ramy would be an absolute idiot to compete again. He doesn't need to, because he's a Mr. Olympia. By virtue of being a past Mr. Olympia, he's already automatically qualified for the O. So if Shaun had to qualify, he wouldn't be up against anyone he hasn't beat already, so he could easily do it. So I really think he should consider doing the Open Olympia, or he can go back to not go back. He can stay in the 212 and win his third 212 Olympia. But I honestly think that Shaun may be a little bit bored with the 212, if you ask me, now that he's competed against the Open guys, and he beat a lot of Open guys. He nearly beat Big Ramy. He beat Akeem Williams. He beat Patrick Moore. He beat William Bonac, who's a 2-time Arnold Classic champion. He beat a lot of guys in Columbus. So if you ask me, I think Shaun is probably intrigued by how he did in Columbus and will probably want to do Orlando for the 2023 Open Olympia. But who knows? Only time will tell. Last comment comes from Greg Mueller. Samurai Jack, looking jacked. I think he got up to 220 at his height for his bulk. Yeah, he looked really, really good. And Dale looks great. Shaun looks great. A lot of guys at the Arnold, I think, really, I was surprised. Let me just end on this. I was a little surprised where William Bonac placed, but I like where he's going. He's going to take the rest of the year off. He's going to be back in Columbus for the 2024 Arnold Classic. He's not going to do the Olympia. He's going to, enjoy friends and family. He's going to get off that bodybuilding diet. And I think that that's going to be a good recharge for his body. It's going to be a good mental reset. He's still a young man. He doesn't have any real injuries that I'm aware of. There's still a good 5 years left in him. He could easily win his third Arnold Classic title. I think what he's doing is the right thing to do. So, 196. See, that's crazy to me that Dale Chance is 196. He looks like he's a solid 240, 250, but that's the whole illusion. So who knows? Are we talking about Dale? There's no way that Dale's 196. There's just no way. Are you telling me? You got to be talking about somebody else. But in any event, I am so happy that you guys all stopped by. Greg, please tell me you're not talking about Dale. There is no way that Dale weighs 196 pounds. Impossible. Is that what you're telling me? I don't know if Greg is still here or not. I'm telling you, Dale looked insanely huge. I'd be shocked if he weighed 196 pounds. I don't think that's possible. He must be talking about somebody else. Kim Fit-Ass Haynes, what is up? How are you? I love her to death. And we are actually probably going to be doing an Instagram live here with Kim Fit-Ass Haynes at some point, because I've only been talking about it for 2 months. And I really, really would like to do it. And I know a lot of you guys have DM'd me about It's All Fair Game. I'm not sure if Kim is going to be bringing that back or not. I think she has mentioned it. No, Samurai. Okay, I was going to say, Dale has not. Dale looks like he's a legit 240, 250. There's no way that, no. So, yeah. But he might even weigh more than that. I don't know. His training buddy. Okay, cool. John Benavides in the house. John, my man from the Blackstone Labs Legion. I saw a hashtag there that said Diamond 13. I'm assuming, maybe I shouldn't assume, but I'm assuming that means he's taken over his chapter. But I'm not sure. But I know that he has worked so hard with his club and so hard with the Legion. So I'm proud of you, brother, for stepping up. A lot of people like to talk about stepping up, but very few people actually do step up. So If that's what that diamond means, then congratulations on that. Peter Shallow, send me a DM. We can talk. Yeah, I would love to do an Instagram live with you. Yes, let's do a live soon, says Kim Fat Ass Haynes. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. The parting message from today's Instagram live is, Shaun, please do the 2023 Open Olympia, where I think you're going to kick more ass. And thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Real Talk here at Strength Addicts, brought to you courtesy of TitanMedicalCenter.com, your go-to source for all the amazing therapies, #1 in patient care, and Amazon's Fit Mag. Celebrate the female physique. Peace out, guys.